God created everything, how did God come into existence? Doesn't he need a creator too?
I would say this is a misplaced question. Everything that has a beginning needs a cause. God does not have a beginning, therefore God doesn't need a cause. I wouldn't say everything has been created and then say, but God doesn't have a creator. I would say everything that begins to exist has a creator. And God did not begin to exist. God is the first and the last, no beginning, no end, and the only one that has been there for eternity. So that question only applies to finite, limited beings, not to God.
How can you prove that God doesn't have a beginning and he's eternal?
If God had a beginning, that would not be God. That would be a limited being. If everything around us had a beginning, then that beginning has to be explained by something else. And if that thing had a beginning, it has to be explained by something else. And then we would be facing an infinite regress of things depending on other things which are dependent. So if all the things around us are dependent, and they are dependent on other things which are dependent, and those are dependent on other things which are independent, you have an infinite regress, and nothing would ever be created. But we exist. We're here. So that means this chain must logically stop. And it stops at one independent creator. And that independent creator does not depend on anything else. Because if that creator had a beginning or it depended on something else, the infinite regress would start again and we would never exist. So the buck has to stop somewhere logically. So God is the first cause, the ultimate cause, and the explanation of all of the effects.